Okay, hi everyone. Today we are going to make API in full stack MERN project, and here we are going to use like React, Mongo, and Express. And here I am in my desktop, and I have created one folder which is React.js, and therefore I'm going to open that in like command prompt. And here first we are going to see and write cmd. And here you will see the command prompt, and I will make one new folder or directory. Therefore we are going to write mkdir, which is make directory, and the name, for example, I will write house. And we are going to just open the house, and here we are going to just make one new directory for backend. And we are going to see the dir, and here we have created backend. Now what we are going to do, port and dart, we are going to enter. And remember, you have installed your VS Code. If you don't have, then let me just show you some simple browser. Here you will come like Google, and VS Code you are going to write. And here you have VS Code, and you are going to download for Windows, or if you are using for Mac, you are going to download for Mac. Or if you are comfortable using any other editor, you can just download that as well. Let me just show you here what I'm going to use for that one. I have installed some extension like maybe GitHub Copilot, and also live preview, live server, pretty. That is one of the best option where you are going to just install that one prettier. And the rest I don't think we can use in React. One more element CSS IntelliSense, you are going to use that one as well. And that's it. Here you will see that your backend is ready and we are in house. Okay. And in backend, you will just drag from the top, you will open the terminal, or you have here terminal and open new terminal. Now what we are going to do, we will just come in backend, because we are right now we are in house. We are going to go in backend, and here we are in backend. And npm you are going to write npm, or otherwise you have to install npm, or you are also going to just install like Node.js. And here is Node.js. You have to download and install that one, otherwise npm will not work. The installation is very easy, you can do that without any problem. Okay, now what I'm going to do, npm, it is Node package manager, and we are going to install the backend, or initialize the backend. And here you will get like the package name, it is backend version 1.01, but whatever you are going to write. And the description, I will just write that backend or house, or entry point, it is index.js. And everything else we are going to just let that as it is. And author, I'm going to write Jamshid Raza, and license type. And finally we are going to say that yes, y, and enter. And you will see that you have a package JSON. Now what I'm going to do, I will just install Express and Mongoose. Okay. Here we will install Express and Mongoose, because we are going to use Express and Mongoose. For backend, we don't need React right now, but we are going to install React as well. And here I need to install one more module, and which is npm install nodemon. It is like automatically it will just restart your server, and you don't need to start again and again. And That's it. Now we will come in package. In package, you have to modify some option here like the module. If you have module, then you have to just configure that one. Okay, if you don't have, then here you will come and then you are going to write type. Okay, we have, okay, done, author, and here we are going to type, and here we have like module. Okay, we have type here. I'm going to delete that. It is common.js. We are going to use the model because we are going to use like ES6 version. Therefore, it is important to change that one. And here I'm also going to start, and here we are going to make node.mon the start point and index.js. And for index.js, we are going to write index.js here, and then we are going to import Express from Express because we have already installed Express. And now what I'm going to do, I will just write if is equal to Express because we are going to just define Express here. And then we also need one more package. Let me just write that. That is .env, and we have to install that. Okay, .env. And it is environment package which we are going to secure our like port, etc., or like sensitive ports and URL here. Okay, what else we need? We are going to make here like .env, and here we are going to set it the port. I'm going to define the port which is like 4000 in month, and then we have to import .env from .env, and then we have to write the env config because we need the configuration here, and then we are going to define the port here. Port is equal to process.env.port, which we are going to call that one here. Okay, if that port may be reserved, then it should like bring 4000. Now what else we need? We need app.get, and in the home page we are going to send request and response, and then we will okay, then we are just going to write, for example, response.send, and then back, this is backend. Okay, and finally we will just define the port like app.listen and the port, and then we have like the function, and then console the port that either it is working or not, console log, and we have like the server is started, or we can say that port is started 8, and then port. Now if everything is fine, then we can just run that like npm start, and you can see that the port is started at 4001, and if you will come in 4001 localhost and 4001, you will see that the message is this is backend. Okay, now everything is like working completely fine from backend. Now what else we are going to do? We will come here and make, since we are just making API, therefore we have to define the API for the house. Maybe I'm just making, and we are going to write model, and in model we have like maybe what house.module.js, Then here we are going to import Mongoose, and then we have to just make schema like the model or model of that schema what we need for the house. And you know that the house maybe has a location, price, area, etc. Therefore we are going to call that an const house schema, which is mongoose.schema. We are going to give schema that one, and for that we are going to say maybe name, house or apartment or something, etc. We have like string, give a string, and area or location we are going to give location. Okay, and it should be also string and the price. Either you can add more information as well, but I'm going to give that 3 information. And now what we are going to say, const house is equal to mongoose dot model, and we are going to say house. Maybe we are going to write that in capital, and we also define the schema for the house. Okay, and since we have defined schema and we are also defining the model, and then we are going to export default and the house, and it is what we have created now, the model. Now what else we need? We need like the controller, and in controller we need house dot controller dot js, and we have to import the house from house dot model dot js, and we have to export const and get house. Okay, yeah, now we are getting all the information from house, and we are going to make a function, arrow function here, and then it should be like async. Okay, and now we have to try and catch, because it is synchronize function, therefore could be any error, then we are going to just get that error. Now const house is equal to, now if we have house, then we have to find the house dot find. If it is found, then we would say that response dot status. Okay, we have to give request and response as well here, and response dot status, and it should be like 200, and dot json, and what we need here, house. Okay, that house will be coming here, because we are going to give all the information, like we have created the name, location and price, and that all information will be displayed if we are going to find that house from the model. And next we are going to do going to say that if there is any problem, then what should it do, that response dot status should be 500, and we would say that dot json, and it should display the error. And we also want to see that into console, then console.log, and we have to find the error. Okay, or otherwise we are also going to console here as well, like console.log. We see that if everything is working here, house database is connected. Okay, now finally we need route for that one, and therefore we will make one more folder in backend, and we name that route, and in route we have house.route.js. Now here we will import get house. Okay, and from control.js, and then now what we are going to do, we will just also import the Express from Express because we need Express, and we say that const route is equal to express dot router, and then we have like route dot, since we are using the get function, then therefore get in the home page, and what we get house. Okay, now then we are going to export default the route. Now we have created our route as well. Now nearly we have modeled everything and we have defined every function. Now we will come in like in the index, and we have to connect the database. Therefore we have to import Mongoose, and therefore we have to also import route from that one, and .js because it is JavaScript JS. And finally we are going to connect the database. For example, if we are going to say connect house database, and we are going to try and catch, because we have to just make that one. And one thing more, we have to await here because it is async, then we have to await here. Okay, and now you have to do one more thing. You have to download like Mongoose. Now it is MongoDB Compass. I have already downloaded that one. If you don't have, then you have to come in Google and write Mongoose DB or Mongoose Compass download, and here you will come in Mongoose. Don't download the Mongoose Compass only, but with that you have to download like, let me just show you community edition. And when you are going to download the community edition, then you can just directly you can also get like the Compass version as well here. Okay, then here like you have to download the community version, and it is community version. Here is the version which you are going to download, and it has the Compass as well. If you are going to download only the Compass version, it will not work. Okay, then you have to download, and everything will be easy for you. And then once you are going to download, you have to make a new connection. You will get new connection here, and I'm going to connect that one. Once you are going to connect, you will get the database here. Now what do we need? We need here copy connection string, and then we will come here. I have also connected the database here. Now we will come in env. Now in env we are going to just define the URI, the link which we have copied from MongoDB, and here since we are using the house, then we will write the house as well. Now what I'm going to do next, we will come in index.js, and index.js we are going to come here and also define URI, because we are going to use the URI env and the URI. It is the capital URI which I'm using from env, like that one, and the index.js I'm using it in a small URI because I have just stored that in URI. Okay, then now we are going to connect the database here. Therefore mongoose.connect, and then we will say URI, and remember it is small URI, and if there will be any problem, then you have to console that error in the console. Okay, and here we have error. Then if database connected, then I will also console console.log, and I will say that database is connected, and once database is connected, like you can see that database is connected and we have started the port and everything is working like fine. And now we are going to use the route as well. And for that, I'm going to use app.use, and we have what route we are going to use, like the simple. We have house, and then we are going to route that one. Okay. Now app.use, it is house and the router. Maybe we are just going to use simply that one. And going to check if it is working or not. And once I'm going to just stop the server and npm control C. If you are going to press control C, it will stop. Okay, npm and start, and it is started now. We will just refresh database, and you can see that it is houses here and there is houses. It will create houses for you. Okay, now what next we are going to use, or we are going to see, here we are going to come, and maybe we have to use the houses as well, because we are going to use here houses and house. Okay, because the route is going to house, and therefore we have to use the house. If there will be any problem, then we will see. Now what I'm going to do, we have to make like connection here, maybe 8 data, and insert document. I'm going to delete what information we have here, or what information we have created in model. We are going to write that one: name, location, and price. Okay, now for name, I'm going to write name. Okay, first we have to make in JSON form or format and name. Then since name is string, I will say it is house. And then we have like location. I will say USA. And finally we have like price, and I will say its price is number. Since it's price the number, then we say that maybe 3000. Okay, now insert that one. If everything works fine, then we can see that one. Now I will come here, Thunder client. You have to install Thunder client from the extension here, Thunder client. I have already installed it. Okay, see that? And once you are going to come here, you will get like the get, or okay, I will make a new connection here, or new request here. Okay, here is new request. And what we are going to do, since our port is started here, for example, let me just bring that, and we are going to say house. You can see already it is here. Okay, now I'm going to copy that one, and then yeah, I will come in VS Code. Here we will just paste everything, and that is the get like function. And now once I'm going to send that, you will see everything here. Now it is here. It means our API is created, and now the status is like okay. And now let me just make one more, like clone that one, and I will say apartment. Maybe it is in UK, and the price maybe it is 45,000. Insert. Now we have inserted that one. Once I'm going to send the request here, you will say that now it is showing the same information here, already here. Now the backend is completed. What we are going to do now, we will come here in terminal, one new terminal we are going to make, and I'm going to like come here, and in house it is okay. Now since we have backend, I'm going to make front end. And for front end, you will see that the backend, every information is in backend, which I have worked already. Now I'm going to just bring that information in my front end, in my API in front end. What I'm going to do, I will just say that npm create read and latest. Okay. Now once it is created, it will say the write the project name. I will say that the front end, and we are using React and JavaScript. Maybe you can use like uh, TypeScript. And it is saying you have to run now 3 direction. One is cd front end, and then npm install. Okay. If you are going to use I, it will already indicate that you are installing without writing the complete installation word. Now once everything will complete, like you can see that it is installed now, I will write npm run dev. Then it will give you one new like IP address. I will come here, and you will say that it is our like localhost backend. Now what I'm going to do, I will say that localhost, the same IP address. Now Vite in React is created. Now you can see that already. And here we have a front end folder. Now I will come in source. We have like app.js and all the information. I don't need anything here. I will delete everything from here, and maybe we are going to delete here everything as well. And then I will come here, for example, I will just make one fragment and then one div maybe. And here I will write just h1 tag and front end configuration. Maybe you can write anything, but for now I will write that one. Now see, for front end configuration. Now what else I am going to do, I will just make one more div, and here I will just call the API. But before connecting API, I have to install in front end. You can see that we have both backend and front end. I have to just stop the front end and write npm and Axios. I'm going to install Axios. Okay, npm install Axios. Now it will install Axios here. You can see that. What is Axios? Axios we will use Axios to connect the database. Next, we also need one more thing, which I'm going to show you later. Let me just delete that one. And we have to just now call the API. Okay. For that one, I'm going to write try and catch. Once again, we have to just connect that one. Const get house, maybe, then arrow function, and here we are going to request and response. And since it is asynchronous, then we are going to sync or async that one, and then we will say that okay, we are going to not just call response request. It's a simple function. And also use one more thing. Okay, try to use that in use effect. If you are like using calling the API one time, and therefore we are going to use effect. Okay, because we don't need every time it should call the use effect. And okay, use effect is here. Use effect, and here is use effect. And we are going to make function in use effect here, and then one time, if we are running it one time, here you have to use that one time. Okay, now what else we need? We have to just make a function like get. Okay, we have to try and catch get const get house and get house data, maybe, if I'm going to use. and arrow function. Okay, we have to use that async and then await and const like response, which is Axios. We are going to like bring Axios here as well. Okay, Axios, import Axios from Axios. Okay, now Axios dot get and the URI which we have connected, like the backend which we are going to connect. Okay, now the backend which we have connected, it is that one. Now you can see that it is already here, and once I'm going to write that one here, then what I'm going to do, I have to write that await. We have to await for the URL to load, and once it is loaded, then we are going to see that if it is working or not. Console.log and data. Okay, response.data, we are going to see that one. One more thing we are going to do, we have to just make that in try and catch, and in try we are going to write everything, and in get we are going to also monitor the error as well. If we have any error here, then it will display the error. Okay, console.log error, and now it should work. And we have to also call that function as well, because we have defined the function. Therefore we are going to call that function get house data, and now it should work fine. And we have to come here in console, and we have to delete everything and refresh. Okay, it is not connected. It means that we have to run our front end, and then now let's see if everything is working fine, and refresh. Okay, we have like one error here, cache reference use is not defined in app.js, and an error occurred. Okay, we have to just see that in, okay, that is use. Why we have used that one, I don't know. Let me just refresh once more. Okay, we need course now. Therefore we have to just install course in backend. Now you have to end the backend npm install course. It is like in middleware we have when we are going to connect the front end to back end, the IP address or the links are different. Therefore we have to use a middleware to connect that, otherwise the security may be a problem here. Now what we are going to use, app.use, and we are going to say course. Okay, course and the function, and now once again we are going to see that, okay, everything, no, we have to start the backend as well. Okay, we have a problem here. Now course is not defined, then we have to import the course. Import course from course. Okay, now we have to just write that one. Now you can see that we get the API here. Now the first API which we have, USA house in 30,000. Okay, now it is working from backend side. Now in front end we have to just bring that one. Okay, what we are going to do, we use here, we are going to use a state as well, like const, we have maybe house and set house, or house is set houses, and use effect, use stat, and we are going to store that one here. Okay, now we are going to use set houses and response.data. It will store the data in that state, okay, in houses. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to map that one. It is quite easy, like houses.map, and map function we are going to use here. We will say that house, single house, and like index, the index of that house. Okay, and then return div, and in div we are going to say that house dot like name, and here we are going to also bring the key, which is index. And now once you have done, you can see that here the name is here. Now let me just refresh once again. You will see no error. And here, now if you want the location, for example, houses dot location, now you can see the location here. For example, that is USA, UK. Okay, if you want the price, now here is the price, and you can see the price as well. Now it is front end and back end, and I hope you got the idea that how you are going to connect. Maybe I'm not using like the fancy styling here, but you can also use that one in your styling, and it's everything works fine. Then it is what you are going to use in your complete full stack MERN. And if you have any question, or if you have any idea or any suggestion, you can write that in comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.